Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to do this super cool intro text animation reveal straight in PowerPoint. Let's jump right into it to learn how to do it. So we're just going to start by changing the layout to blank, and we're just going to input some text. I'm just going to write intro text, as I don't actually have a proper intro text to put in, and we can just start by formatting it, and we're going to change it to Poppins. That's my favorite. You can really choose whatever you want. I would recommend Poppins, Arial Black, or Impact. They're all quite nice fonts. So we're going to have it about maybe an 80 font, or 88 really, and we can just center that, align middle, and go to shape format, align center, align middle. So it's right in the middle of our text. We can also change the design and just choose a slight format background and change it to black, and we can change our intro text to white. So we can go back to home, click on our text and change it to white so that we can see it. But we're actually going to change it from white to a gradient fill. So what we can do is go into this format shape tab, which you should have open after you've formatted the background. If not, you can go to shape format, text fill, gradient, and then just go more gradient, so that should open it up here. So we can press gradient fill under the text fill, and we're just going to choose this simple sort of blue, and that's just the blue, dark blue over here, or like sort of normal blue with a white going there, and we're going to use a type of radial and make it this middle one here so that it's radiating out from the middle. So our next step will be to create a normal just oval, which is just going to be over here, and we can just stretch that out really far and make it really thin as well. So we can just make that a bit shorter, and that's basically going to be at a 45-degree angle, so we can actually go into the format shape tab, options over here, go to this third one over here, which is just size and position, and just click on size, not really position, it should really be in size, but we're going to just change the rotation here to 45, and we can click enter. Now if it's the wrong way, you can always just go -45, which mine was the wrong way, so I had to do that. So we're just going to center it in the middle, using PowerPoint's automatic centering thing, and we can actually just change the height down, or the width really down, to maybe about a 6.5 maybe, and just go align center, align middle. Now we can also change the fill of the shape by going to solid fill here and changing it to gradient fill, just to get the same gradient as before. And we can also change underline to no line, so we've only got this gradient fill over here. So this is sort of coming together, which is really nice, but what we need to first add is a parallelogram, which is just going to be stretched out. And if you've seen any of my previous text reveals, which you can check out after this video, you'll know that I use this technique quite a lot, and the technique is just to have a block which acts as like a masking tool when the text flies in or whatever. And what we actually want to do is make sure it's going off the slide, so that when the text flies in, you won't be able to see it over here. We can change this to the same color as our background, which is just going to be a black fill, and then we can make no outline and just send that back once. Now we should group that with our line, so we can just hold shift with our line, or we can just box select and just go Control G to create a group. So our first animation will just be to this first group, and that's just going to be a split animation. So you can go to animations and go split, and we're just going to make it horizontal out, like that. And there's not supposed to be any intro text on the screen right now, so we can actually add a fly-in animation to this one and go from right. And if you go into animation paint and double tap on that second animation, we can also change the smooth end to 0.5, so the fullest. And we can also change the duration of this animation to a 1. We're going to make it the start over here to after previous, so that it comes on after the group is played on. So if I show you what it is right now, that's sort of what it is right now. But we need a motion animation on this, so that it sort of goes out to the right and then comes down to underline it, so we can have a refresher of the animation if you want, like this. It's going to go out to the side and then back down. So that's what we're aiming for. So we're going to do this by adding a motion animation, and this is important. Make sure you're clicking on add animation, otherwise you're going to get it's going to override your animation and you're going to have to do it all over again. Not that adding a split animation is too hard, but like, we don't want to make any mistakes here. So you just click the motion. It's going in the complete wrong direction right now, so you can change it under effect options to go right. And what we can do is actually click on this motion so that we can pull out the red dot so that it hits the edge quite quickly. So if we just play from that, you can see that goes quite out, which might be too much. Depends on how you're feeling. I think that's too much because I want some spacing between there. And what we can also do is just change the smooth start here. So just double tap, makes the smooth start full. And then we can also pull that down duration to 0.5, and we can go with previous. So we're going to add another animation, which is going to just be going down. So that's what it happens over here. It basically opens and goes down and then swivels. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to just add animation, and then it's just going to go down. And now this is important. You just want to click on the group and then on that last one over here, and then take the green dot and then make it snap with the red dot. If it's around the area, it should snap automatically, which is what it's done here. We can also add animation, and it's just going to be a spin animation, and it's going to be a quarter spin, which is actually too much. It should actually be 45 degrees, so we better change that in the additional effect options, which is this drop down box over here. And now you can see this is a bit too much. It's like going all the way up here because this is a group right now, so this takes a bit of fiddling around. So what I'd say is just make this with previous, make a delay of 0.5, and this is selecting both the bottom two animations, and we're going to change the duration to 0.5. Now this is where you can fiddle around with it to make it actually work as an underline, because if I play it right now, it's not going to work. See, it's going in a weird direction. So we can change this to go a bit down and to the side, because it's going to be spinning around this. I did try and make it do an anchor point in previous recordings, but that's just fiddling around with it too much. We can just really just work it out ourselves by playing it over and over again. So that's almost there. We can move it up a bit. So I'm going to play that all. That's close. That is very close. And now one thing I forgot to mention is if you go into the group over here, we can actually change it so that it's a smooth end of 0.5, which is what we want. Or really, we can actually change that a bit. So the smooth start is 0.1 and then the smooth end is point thing. And then we can change this one also to be the same. So that's going to be just a 0.1 and a 0.4. Like that. So what we can do now is we can just play that again and just see if the underline works, which it does, which is really, really nice. But don't go away, because as I mentioned earlier, you can find out more text reveals such as this really simple one that you should really learn, because it can go horizontal and vertical, such as the one shown right now. So click on that video to go over to the next video and learn how to do that intro animation. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.